Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now riding on MECURE Healthcare Special Day. A round of applause for MECURE. Let's set the ball rolling by observing the national anthem of Nigeria by expressing our affection and love, patriotism to the country. Yes. Please sit down, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just run through the program of event for MECURE's Special Day, the 37th edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. Just after the national anthem, we would have the welcome address by the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON. After that, we would have the speech by a representative of MECURE Healthcare. Thereafter, we would have Mr. Dr. Adeniji Adeoluwa, who would give us insight on the Cancer Center. After him, Mr. Anthony Igbinedion, who is the head of marketing, will speak on the activities of MECURE Healthcare. And the head of optometry, Dr. Felix Ire Okoli, would speak on the eye center, MECURE Eye Center. So, and before the vote of thanks, we would have the presentation of a flag of support by the LCCI team. Thereafter, we would appreciate a vote of thanks from a member of the MECURE team, the national anthem, and we'll close for the day. Thank you. A round of applause as we welcome the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, for his welcome address.
Let me acknowledge the Almighty God as the first on my list of protocol. I also acknowledge our friends from MECURE who are here present. I was told the list is of those who are here is led by someone they call Mr. Adebowale, who in fact should be Prince Kunle Adebowale, because unknown to many, that his father's brother was an Oba in Udumola, Oba Adebowale. So that family is a royal family. You are welcome Prince Adebowale. I also acknowledge, thank you. I also acknowledge all the doctors who are here who already have been presented and recognized. Our Deputy President of ACCI, you are also acknowledged. Now I'll call you Bishop Pastor Gabriel Dahosa. And I've told you, my Lord Bishop, go and get your robe ready as a bishop before you take over on December 9. I can assure you, I will not change any date. You must get ready before December 9 with your robe as a bishop. I acknowledge my good friend and brother, Ajila Lui. This being the last day celebration, I hope and pray that when I see you during the investiture December 9, your hair will become black totally. Because it turned white only 2 months ago. It's already been white, it's only been black. But the pressure of this office turned his hair to be white overnight. So I want to thank you for the job you are doing and for your board members for the sacrifice they are making. I also acknowledge my dear sister Naburo, Mrs. Onafokon Obadina, who is in charge of all these days. It's not been easy. Board members here present, council members, and our friends. On behalf of council and the membership of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I welcome all of you to the MECURE Healthcare Special Day celebration at this 37th edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair. It matters of our heart that this annual fair is given a generic theme, and that theme is connecting businesses, creating value. The theme underlines the importance of relationships and networking among businesses for wealth creation, also for trade partnerships and productivity growth. The theme also underscores the value of interactions between producers, service providers, and of course the end users. You might have known that this chamber was established in the year 1888. Therefore, SCCI this year is celebrating 135 years of existence. Please clap for yourselves. Thank you. Because at 135, it's not easy. I'm just a bit under 135 years old, and I know how I feel. No talk of chambers of commerce that's already 135 years this year. And the trade fair we are doing this year is the 37th edition of the trade fair. Our trade fair has grown to be the largest, the biggest, and the best trade fair in Africa. Therefore, this place is a good platform for MECURE to improve your company's brand, to discuss the progress made in expanding access to healthcare and allied products and services. As our nation navigates economic challenges and embraces opportunities, the health sector stands as a beacon of resilience and growth. The human health and social services sector like many others, face the strains of the post-pandemic effect and policy reforms. According to MBS, the Nigerian economy grew by 2.51% in the second quarter of this year, compared to 3.54% growth that we had in the second quarter of last year. However, the real GDP growth of human health and social services for the second quarter of this year stood at 1.95% year on year, compared to the 2.23% that we had for the corresponding period of last year, which shows a fall of 0.28 points if you look at the two figures. The menace of fake drugs as a silent killer, substandard and counterfeit medications are flooding our markets, leading to adverse health effects, treatment failures, and even fatalities. Nigerians unknowingly consume these products, risking their lives due to inadequate regulation and oversight. The pharmaceutical industry suffers due to the prevalence of fake drugs. Legitimate importers and drug manufacturers face unfair competition from counterfeit people, who they call counterfeiters, and who also evade costs associated with genuine production. They don't bear most costs of those who are genuine in this business. They bring in fake drugs, and they also pay for it in a very small way through customs. Some are even done here, and they are facing the genuine people who are spending good money to run factories to manufacture drugs. This is threatening the over 500 billion naira that already put in as investments by genuine manufacturers of drugs in Nigeria. The prevalence of substandard drugs erodes trust in our health system. Patients become wary of medications, doubting their efficacy and safety. This distrust affects the entire drug value chain, including legitimate pharmacies and healthcare providers. However, the MECURE Healthcare Limited has given priority to quality assurance as means of preventing millions of Nigerians from low quality drugs. They source raw materials locally, ensuring that their products meet international standards by promoting local production. They contribute also to safer medications and support our great economy. MECURE leverages technology to enhance transparency and traceability. Their supply chain ensures that patients receive genuine medications by embracing digital solutions. They combat counterfeiting and build trust with consumers. MECURE's commitment to affordability ensures that Nigerians have access to genuine medications without compromising quality. By bridging the gap between cost and quality, they address the allure of cheaper but dangerous alternatives. Can you please put your hands together for MECURE Limited? Distinguished friends of mine here, I want to commend the vision of Prince Kula Adeboale and the management team of MECURE Health Limited and other directors of the company for their vision to help Nigeria to give quality healthcare products and services. Let us support their efforts and collectively safeguard our nation's health. I will tell you, with the way they are going in MECURE, we'll be able to save a lot of money in this country for people who are going abroad to do Medicare abroad and pay for an exchange. Therefore, that way they are helping to save and keep our exchange here as against being spent abroad in other countries. So, MECURE, I want to wish you well. And I pray that your vision, your mission statement, and your ambition to save Nigerians from the hands of people who are exploiting them in healthcare, I pray that your vision shall be accomplished. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Another round of applause for the President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Anthony Igbinedion of MECURE Healthcare Limited will help with insights on the activities of MECURE Healthcare Limited. Anthony Igbinedion, Mr. Please, the stage is yours.
Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Today, MECURE Healthcare is a leading brand in the health industry. As a tested and trusted brand, MECURE Healthcare today is a household name. In medical imaging, MRI, CT, all procedural medical imaging, MECURE is a one-stop. In pathology today, MECURE is a reference laboratory that you've done your test elsewhere, you are not too sure of the result. MECURE is a place to visit for confirmation. Today, we are very innovative and we are making great strides in the health industry. Based on our past experience, we've come with a very unique product for all Nigerians. Because of our lifestyle, we've been able to change the narrative today that we have a product that can test all the organs in the body. It's a comprehensive medical checkup, very affordable, that will do. It will check all your organs in the body and guide you on the state of your health. This is necessary because of a lifestyle disease challenges that we are having today. Some of us, because of the nature of our job, we don't have time to do exercise. Some of us, because of family history, it's also advisable for us to do some basic tests so that we're able to manage some of these chronic conditions. Today, when you take that test, we'll check your chronic liver disease, we'll look at your diabetes, we'll look at your lipid profile, we'll look at your chronic kidney disease. We look at critical life parameter. From this test, you've been able to know the state of your health so that you know how to manage your health. This is what we stand for, and this has been making wave so that we'll have a healthy workforce, so that we'll have a healthy Nigerian, and that is what we stand for. And luckily for us also, the COVID-19 has made us now to be very conscious of our health. So many of us, we take time to take care of our cars, but we don't take care of our body. But we are happy today that the awareness is there, that at certain age, as we are growing weaker. That's the truth. But when you follow some basic medical procedure, you've been able to manage your health and live successfully. This is what we are preaching today, and this is what we are telling Nigeria, that if you come to MECURE today, you get the best of services. In terms of eye care, my colleague will also be speaking on that. Then also the oncology. We've changed the narrative today that cancer today is no longer a death sentence. Our specialists will also be talking with us for that. Today, we are also proud to let us know that we are advancing. We have major center in mainland, which is Oshodi. We also have in Lekki. We are also opening a new branch in Naija. These are places that you come in and get a seamless service. We are changing the narrative. When you visit our facility, when your blood sample is taken, within 3 hours, some of the results are ready. And because we are very innovative, you don't need to come back to MECURE to get your result. We give you the password, you access your result online, and make it very easy. We've been able today to change the narrative in healthcare management, and this is what we are promoting. This is what we stand for. And we also want to appreciate this opportunity given to us to let Nigerians know what we stand for, because health is wealth. No matter what you have, no matter that machine, they do nothing if the human capacity is not fit to do their job. I want to appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much. I will quickly invite our head of optometry, Mr. Felix, to come and tell us a few things about our eye center. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon all. Okay, I'm representing MECURE Eye Center. I guess you all know what MECURE do. So MECURE stands out among its competitor concerning eye services, eye care, and management. MECURE, we have specialist doctors for all kind of eye diseases. We have the optometrists that take care of refractive error, myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism, and we correct it to the fullest, giving top-notch new technology glasses. We have the consultants that specialize in various conditions of the eyes, the ones that manage glaucoma, the ones that do surgeries on retina surgery, retinal detachment, and so many types of eye diseases. We have all kind of specialties, and they are quite very affordable. They are not the one that you have to break bank to be able to afford. So in MECURE, we render a very affordable, but affordable, top-notch services that one can always access. Then we have various things that I might not be able to discuss, but they are all affordable in MECURE. So we encourage that you can walk into MECURE for our services all the time, and we are willing to address that. Let my colleague about the oncology.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Kindly permit me to stand on the already existing protocols. I'm Dr. Adeoluwa Adeniji. I'm a consultant, clinical and radiation oncologist, and also the Chief Medical Director of MECURE Cancer Center. I'm so glad to take advantage of this opportunity on this platform to talk about the cancer center that we have in Lagos. The first thing I would like us to know is that cancer is no longer death sentence, and a lot of things have changed. And one thing that we believe in MECURE is that innovation is the order of the day. Any business that is not given to innovation will soon fade out, and that's what we do at MECURE Healthcare Limited. And I will be talking about the oncology arm of MECURE Healthcare Limited. So basically, there is one of the few services in the oncology care that would make people to travel all around the world. And I've had clients that would travel to, to the US, to Canada, to UK, and then they will be back in Nigeria just because of few items in oncology. And one of them is PET CT scan. You see people in India, the specialists in India, specialists in the UK, in the US, they will tell our people when they travel, oh, Nigeria is not up to the standard. They can't take care of cancer because they don't have PET CT scan. And I'm so glad as I stand on this platform to announce that MECURE Healthcare Limited has invested so much to establish the first PET CT-based oncology center in the entire West Africa. And thank you for that. And I'm so glad to say that we can take care of cancer with PET CT scan. And why do we talk about PET CT scan? For some of us that want to know the full meaning of PET CT scan, is actually positron emission tomography scan. And we are used to CT scan, which is computerized tomography scan. I'm sure many of us know CT scan, we know MRI, but there is the senior brother of CT scan, we call it PET CT scan. And the difference is that CT scan can show you that something is there, but it may not be able to tell you the characteristics of what is there. For example, there may be a swelling. CT scan will tell you, oh, there's a swelling there, it looks like cancer, but I'm not too sure. But PET CT scan will tell you, I can see the cells, they are eating, and they are cancerous. Or the cells are there, but they are not cancerous. And that gives a lot of information. It gives what I would call the advantage to the specialist to be able to make the right decision. For example, while I was doing my residency training, individuals will come in and then you give treatment and the cancer will reduce. Then you go back to the CT scan or MRI, you see this tiny lump or swelling, but you're not sure what is that. So what we did in those days, we continue the treatment. We keep firing on with the treatment. And some of these drugs have their side effects. Some of us may be aware of this. But now we don't need to do that anymore, especially in the hospitals like MECURE, where PET CT scan is readily available. People don't need to travel to India, and they don't need to travel to the UK or US, where they spend over $2,500, $2,500 dollars just to pay for the test. Apart from the flight, we know what the exchange rate is talking about. We know what accommodation will be over there, and they will not want to go alone, so they will go with some other people that will be able to care for them. So at the end of the day, they're going to spend a lot of money. But in Lagos, right in the city of Lagos, the PET CT scan can be done, and they don't have to spend that much. And yet, this PET CT scan is under ₦1 million. So I am so glad to announce that. And not only the PET CT scan that is for the general cancer, there is also the one that is a gold standard for prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer among men all around the world. So without the test we call the PSMA PET CT scan, or the PET CT scan that is specific for prostate cancer, the best treatment cannot be given. We will not be able to make the best diagnosis. We will not be able to monitor the treatment we are giving. We will not be able to say, okay, this individual is actually free of cancer. Because CT scan may tell you cancer is not there. Meanwhile, the cancer is right there. MRI can tell you cancer is not there. Meanwhile, the cancer is right there. But PET CT scan will be able to give you, information that is very specific and detailed, and then the specialist can make the right decision and the right recommendation as regards the patient care. So basically, I'm just going to talk about, so now I've talked about the West Africa. They didn't have PET CT scan for a long time, and many of our people had to travel out. But now we have it in Lagos at MECURE Cancer Center. MECURE Cancer Center is a 6th-floor building, well equipped to give world-class cancer care with, seasoned, experienced professionals. Some of them are even from outside the country, and some of them are from within Nigeria with wealth of, experiences, and they are able to give the best of the care to individuals that come in with cancer and they need cancer care. And of course, we'll continue to do this as much as possible. So it is here now. That's the first PET CT scan, which I've talked about. And then it's a big win for Nigeria, for West Africa and the entire oncology care. So PET-CT scan is useful in the diagnosis, the staging and treatment evaluation, and of course, follow-up care. One thing about cancer that I always like to emphasize is that it's not just about the cancer not being present at the moment. We don't want the cancer to come back or to come back too soon. So the fact that an individual received cancer care and the cancer disappeared doesn't mean that is the end. We want to follow up closely the individuals. We want them to come back monthly, 2 monthly, every 3 months, depends on what the case is. Okay, so the PET-CT scan we have at MECURE Cancer Center is the best, the latest model so far produced by the GE. And what we do at MECURE Cancer Center is not just to scan people. We have the machine that produces the reagent that is used for the PET-CT scan. And that machine is called the cyclotron. And we have the first. I really Hello. Okay, so I can use this. So many of the clients that have been to our center, they love the services, and they've been, sharing the testimonials and telling people about what is going on. So the patient love the services. The environment is beautiful. The innovation at all levels is top notch. And of course, oncologists are very happy to make good clinical decisions without any doubt. I will quickly give this example before we watch the video. That will just be for a few minutes. I had a colleague who referred a patient from another hospital to do PET-CT scan, and this patient was treated for a case of colon cancer. And all of a sudden, this patient came back 3 months, and they saw something in the lungs. So the oncologist was quite surprised that, the cancer was coming back so quick. And that is the way we used to practice in those days, before PET-CT scan came to Nigeria. So he thought the cancer had come back and he would need to just, fire on with another set of treatment. But he thought to himself, why don't I send this client for PET-CT scan? Let me even see what is in the lungs. At the end of the day, the patient came in for PET-CT scan, and what they found in the lung was not cancerous. So that helped the oncologist to make the right decision. We call PET-CT scan the third eye of the oncologist, because with that you'll be able to say, okay, this is a fungal infection, not cancer. This is a bacterial infection, not cancer. I don't need to do biopsy to confirm anything. It is right there, and it is confirmed by the PET-CT scan. So he was quite happy, and the same thing happened to another oncologist. And we've had many cases like that, and people are really happy. The clients are happy. The oncologists are also happy. So I would like us to watch this video for the next few minutes, or let me just say less than 2 minutes. Please, can you play it? Who is in charge, please? Please, can we quickly play the video? Less than 2 minutes. The play button is not there. So from the first part of the video, you can see the building. You're looking at the level of the building that is above the ground floor. It's a 6-floor structure that is well equipped, and it lies very close to the international airport. You can see the walkway at the reception. This is the VIP, and then this is the medical. This is the cyclotron floor, where we do the PET-CT scan, and this is the cyclotron machine, the first in West Africa and the only one in West Africa up to now. So we have the staff that are able to operate it. They are well trained. They have, international training. And that is the PET-CT scan machine itself. And then this is the first floor where the medical oncology services are. And this is the chemotherapy suite. You can see how special it is and how beautiful it is. So thank you very much for that. So you can visit us today. One thing you need to do is okay. Thank you very much, sir. So I'll quickly explain a few things about the PET-CT scan. PET-CT scan, after the booking, the individuals receive instructions concerning what to do, the preparation, what to do before coming, the fasting period, the test to do. Immediately they come in, they have their appointment. We don't like patients to come in and keep waiting. So they come in during their appointment. And when they come in, they see the professionals, the doctors, the nurses who take the vital signs and also take the general history and examine them at the same time. And then they go into the building, that's the floor where the PET-CT scan is done. And the cyclotron produces a particular reagent. We call it FDG18 for the general one, or the PSMA for the one for the prostate. And that is injected into the client's body, and the client stays for about 45 minutes for it to circulate into the entire body. And after that, the client goes into the PET-CT scanner. PET-CT scanner is very similar in procedure with the CT scan. The only thing is that it has the part, a component that obtains the PET images. So we call it PET-CT because there are two components. There's the PET component and there's the CT component. So at the end of the day, the PET images and the CT images are fused. So we are able to see two things happen. We see what we call the anatomical structure, or the structure that you can see on the images, and also the physiological structure, which we describe as the eating of the cancer cells. So we can tell that these cells that are here, they are cancerous because they are actually eating like the cancer cells do. So it is very easy to point out and say, this is where the cancer is not there, and the accuracy is almost 100%. The accuracy is almost 100%, and that's what happens. So within an hour, the individual is done with the injection and also the scan, because the scanning part takes about 15 minutes, as much as possible. So those are the processes that individuals are likely to encounter when they walk into MECURE Cancer Center, which is the first oncology center equipped with the first PET-CT scan in the entire West Africa, and it is much affordable. You can visit us today to check the facility yourself. We take you around, and also you can book by checking, calling our contact details, or also checking this website for more information. So at this point, I would like to stop so we have time to take questions from the individuals that would like to ask. Thank you very much again.
If you have questions please, if you have any questions, could you raise your hand, and then I will come and hand over the microphone to you. On cancer care, treatment, and diagnosis. Any question? It's like everybody understood. You were quite elaborate. Any question? Okay. Could you please introduce yourself and then your question after the introduction? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I'm Joshua. I want to ask if that PSS can take care of, diagnose the cervical cancer, which is pertaining to women. Because we'll be talking of colon cancer and other ones, so I don't know if it goes down to that one.
Okay, I got it. You would like to know if we can make diagnosis and treat cervical cancer that are spread, right? Okay, thank you very much for the question. I would like to say that MECURE Cancer Center is well equipped to handle all types of cancer. Cervical cancer is one of them. I mentioned colon cancer because of the case I described the other time. We make the diagnosis from the biopsy to the PET-CT scan, and also to the other tests that would be involved, and of course treatment and the follow-up care, and the services are top-notch. Thank you.
Any more questions? Any more questions?
Okay, I think there's one under.
Good afternoon. My name is Akinyele Olaide. After the diagnosis and everything and the treatment, what are the things that can lead to cancer or whatever, all those cancer mentioned, that one can avoid, either in drinks or juices or water or maybe the environment? What are the things that we can avoid to, at least to avoid, not to get into something like that?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a question I get to hear almost every time, and I will be glad to answer it again. The first thing I want to say is that there are things that can make cancer to occur in the first place. Once those things are there, some of them are things that we can stop. Some of them we can't stop them. For example, if you have a genetic composition, the gene in the body, maybe the individual inherited the gene from the family. We can't remove the gene from the person's body. What we can do in that case is to monitor closely, and that is the whole essence of screening. Even though we treat cancer, we don't attend to only cancer patients. There are individuals who want to just do comprehensive screening to be sure that, oh, they don't have cancer. So they come in, and then we are able to guide them, especially if there is a family history of cancer. We are able to counsel them. We are able to, let them know what to expect and what not to expect. And then when it comes to what to eat and what not to eat, we do emphasize for individuals to take a balanced diet. I have heard a lot of gist about don't feed on sugar, cancer feed on sugar, don't take carbohydrates, don't do this, especially people that have been diagnosed of cancer. So they don't want to eat anything sweet, they don't want to eat anything carbohydrate, they are taking veggies, proteins. It doesn't work like that. That does not solve the problem. That's even adding to, creating some problems in addition to the cancer, because the immune system will go down, the blood level will go down, the strength will go down, they will keep losing weight, and they will not be able to withstand the treatment that they are supposed to take. So what I emphasize, which is internationally recommended, I'm not talking about information flying on social media that were given by non-specialists, or even on Google that were dropped there by non-specialists. But when it comes to specialized care in cancer, balanced diet, add veggies, add water as expected, and then add fruits as expected. But balanced diet, carbohydrate in the right proportion, protein in the right proportion, fat and oil in the right proportion. Of course, water, veggies, fruits. They are the things that you need, because your body needs them to grow and to produce enough blood level and also immune system as much as possible. So if there are things that can be prevented in that individual, we will tell the individual, try not to do this. For example, someone that is smoking. Smoking is known to cause cancer of the lungs very well. Not only cancer of the lung, even some other things. So we tell the individual, try not to smoke again. If it is cancer that is probably caused by HIV, there's something called AIDS associated or AIDS defining cancer. We tell the individual to take the drugs for HIV so that the viral load can be low, because once the viral load goes up, the tendency or the likelihood that the cancer will come back is very high. So those are the things that we can tell people, or individuals that need treatment for one viral infection or the other. We tell them, avoid this, take this. We usually individualize the patient care. We don't say the same thing to everybody, because it does not work like that in oncology. There's something called personalized medicine. That's what we practice, and that is what is practiced all around the world now. We don't give everybody the same jacket, because people have different sizes. We look at the individual, look at things that are peculiar, and then we individualize their care. And with that, we can treat the individual. And as much as possible, as long as the cancer is detected early, it is curable. And if it is advanced, then it can be managed accordingly. I don't know if I was able to answer the question. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay.
What really causes cancer? What is the real cause of cancer? No, it wasn't elaborate.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So, one of the questions we get to hear every single time: what is the cause of cancer? I will be frank, and I will be able to explain in details within the next maybe 2 minutes. Now, when it comes to the cause of cancer, there are cancer types that have established causes or known causes. You can say, if this thing is there, this cancer is likely to come. One of them is lung cancer, which I mentioned earlier on. Smoking is known as or established as a known cause of lung cancer. Another cancer type that you can say we know the cause is cervical cancer. There is a virus called human papilloma virus. Once that virus gets inside, or the individual is exposed to it, it doesn't happen immediately, but over about 20-something years, the cancer develops eventually in some individuals. And that's the reason the vaccine is being rolled out. And, in the Western world where the vaccines have been in existence, they hardly see cervical cancer. That is the truth. So why? Because the vaccine will take care of the exposure to the virus. So as individuals grow, they grow without the virus, even though they would have been exposed to it. And the virus is usually transmitted sexually. So children can pick it up, or let's say young adults or teens, as they are growing and they are exposed, to sexual intercourse, they can pick it up, and the man can also pick it up. That's the male. But males don't usually show the symptoms. So they give it to the females that will not show the symptoms eventually. And that is one of the major reasons we give the vaccines to both males and females, because the vaccine will prevent, I'm talking about the young people from age 8, 9 years old upward. So the vaccine will prevent the virus from establishing itself in both males and females, so that when the female is protected, the male will not go and give the female. I don't know if that makes sense. So we have established causes in some cancer types, but there are many cancer types that we cannot say these are the causes. And of course, there is the genetic factor. For example, genes like BRCA gene that is known to cause breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and also some of the endometrial cancer. It is well known. You can see the pattern in some family. The grandmother has it, then some grand aunties, and then of course the mother, then the siblings. So when you check, most likely you will see BRCA gene, because breast cancer has been like that. That's what it means. Like, the type that can be, taken or inherited from the parent, as it were. But most cancer types are not caused by genetic factor. Because the fact that someone has cancer doesn't mean that the person got it from the parent. In fact, most are spontaneous, or most are associated with what we call risk factors. There are risk factors that will increase the chance, of people developing cancer. Risk factors, for example, maybe the kind of diet. For example, someone that takes a lot of heavy meal and the person develops constipation and things like that, or takes a lot of alcohol and things like that. So those things are called risk factors. They are not called known cause factors or established factors. They are called risk factors. The individual may develop it and the individual may not develop it, but there are some cancer types that we know the causes already. And of course, if the gene is there, for example, there is a gene called FAP, familial adenomatous polyposis. Don't let me bother you with the long name. If an individual has that gene, the likelihood that that individual will develop colon cancer before the person dies is 100%. So that is genetic factor. And of course, there are some other factors like HMPCC. That one too is almost 90% of developing colon cancer. BRCA gene, the chance of developing breast cancer is also there. So it depends on the type. So that's why once we see a pattern in the family, we want to check for this gene so that we can counsel the individuals appropriately and then recommend the right thing for the individual. I hope I've been able to do justice to that. Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of that question and answer session. I'd like us to say a big thank you to Dr. Adeniji Adeoluwa with a round of applause. If you do have further questions, you could meet with him just behind the hall after the program. Okay. Before we get on to the vote of thanks by Mr. Anthony Gbinedion, who is Head of Marketing, MECURE Health Services, LCCI would like to say thank you by the gift of a plaque to our friends, supporters from MECURE Health Limited. The LCCI team will be led by the President, ably supported by the Deputy President and the Vice President, Engineer Leye Kupoli, while the MECURE Health Limited will be led by Dr. Adeniji Adeoluwa, who is the MD, Cancer Center, Anthony Igbinedion, who is Head of Marketing, and of course, Dr. Felix Ireokeli, Head of Optometry, the Eye Center, MECURE Eye Center. Okay. I want to say I'm sorry to Mr. Kunle Adebolale, who is the MD, MECURE Health Limited, to lead that delegation. Yes, sir. No, you did. Okay. You did. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Mr. Adibowale, just stay close to.
Well, I can see when it comes to cancer, everybody keeps quiet. You can see everybody is sober. Everybody is sober here. Cancer will not be your portion. In Jesus' mighty name. I know that for those who are giving that service, they don't like that prayer. It's like praying before a lawyer. And you know where you how do I run my family? So my brother, our friend from MECURE, we give this to you as confirmation that you are part of this year's special day celebration at the 37th edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair. Congratulations.
Mr. Anthony Igbinedion, please stay behind for the vote of thanks. Not at all. For the vote of thanks, just wait. No, just. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Who is the head of corporate affairs?
Corporate affairs. Well, it's not around. It's on leave.
Okay.
But we can just anything. Just let me know. We can always do that.
You have your card?
Yes, I'll give you my card, please. Definitely. I will. Yes, sir. This is our own. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. On behalf of MECURE Healthcare MECURE, we want to say a big thank you for your time, for being part of this meeting. We value your time. We appreciate you. We want to say a big thank you. And what we are saying is health is wealth. As we carry on with this clarion call, we pray that even as we leave to our various destinations, we will arrive safely. We want to say big thank you for your time. LCCI, we want to say big thank you for this great opportunity. We are immensely proud and glad of this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Anthony Igbinedio. Yeah. And a round of applause for MECURE Health Limited. My fear of cancer has gone down by almost 100%. This is because there's MECURE Health Care Limited. With this, we come to the end of the observation of the special days of numerous companies today. So, with the national anthem, we close today's event. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, kindly be on our feet as we observe the national anthem. In love and honesty to grow and live in just and true. With lofty height attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.